Hello and welcome to Rainy Day Crafting. Okay, the last video I did, I made a load of, would have been hashtag 56. I made a load of these bookmarkers, okay. They were Gemini's, these were the Gemini stamps I used. Well, anyway, so they're all there, made them and all done in heat seal. So there, and I popped one in a card I sent somebody yesterday because I think it's just a little bit of an extra. Anyway, I'm a great believer, and I hate the waste sometimes that happens where, can you sort of see, because I think I told you a few tips in the last one, but where to cut them out, you know, with the die first and then stamp up the images, because if not, can you see, this is the sort of thing that happens. Look, it's got half his ear missing there. So I found by sort of trial and error that was the best way forward. We all have our own sort of ways of how we work, but it seems a bit of a shame, doesn't it, that these are sort of wasted. Haha, no. So I've got a regular piece of card, just you know, A5, the ones that come with envelope. Obviously you can make them yourself. Then I got my dies out. I could now literally show you, you know, how to put it through the machine, but on this, so I'm going to make this video nice and quick. This one, I literally just popped them on some other card, face down, if you want to have it. So you have like the edge, like a photo frame. You just put those together. But I always tend to cut mine face down, put a little bit of tape there, run it through your machine. And if I was capable of doing this fast forwarding and things, I'd be able to say, ah, here's some I done earlier. So what I've done, obviously you end up with the middles. I started to do big ones, and then I thought, no, they're too big, but I still keep them. And what I tend to do, I keep all in the back of the packaging, because, you know, sometimes if you want to knock up a card right quickly, it's there at your fingertips. So, right. So my plan is a couple of those size, which would have been inside there, yeah. So the smaller size, what size is it? There's 5 in there. These, by the way, came from Craft Stash. I think that's a really good company. They sell all different brands, and they always have some deals on. I bought a lot last year, if I'm honest. You know how you click on, oh, that's a good deal. But so I'm just thinking, I've got quite a number, if I'm honest, because that's often such great deals. I'm going to try and use what I have type thing. Anyway, so that's how we cut them out. So what I'm going to be using is a couple of those. So get my card. Now here's where we are. Here's a little mouse that didn't get used. And let's use one of the ones where the ears are particularly rubbish. Okay, like that one. So I'm just going to cut that off. But you know what? Even this piece will keep for something we're now going to use. So because this isn't too hard to cut, in actual fact, and I only want the front, so I'm literally, and because I have embossed it, it gives you a nice line to work with, yeah. So I'll try and do this as quickly as I can, because I mean, cutting's out. You could leave it with the white edges, but just, okay, I might just leave it like that. Quite a nice, easy design to cut out anyway. I could have had them cut out ready. I probably should have done one and had another one cut out, but anyway, I haven't, so bear with. I think these are such cute little bunnies, they really are. I'm sure I should probably now use them on lots of Easter cards. I'm trying to sort of do things that are sort of pertinent to what's coming up. So there's one. Here's the little mouse. The mouse is huge. It's almost like a monster mouse in comparison. But hang on, let's just do this. Again, I personally, you know, some people put lots and lots of things on cards, and, you know, embellishments and layers and lots, but I tend to love a card that, you know, to the point, but it's just, you know, we all probably have, haven't we? We've got our own sort of personal choice, personal style, I suppose, on how we work. But right, nearly there. Right, what you then can do, just to sort of make sure where the edges are, you could go over so this roundy edge so it doesn't make it look quite so stark. Just be careful though, you don't get it all over your fingers. That sort of just tidy up the edges fairly. Yeah, that's just a run-of-the-mill whiteboard marker. Right, okay. So then with this, what we're then going to do, like I say, this ideally is going to be quite a quick little card. I'm going to pop them so they look like sitting on there and maybe his ears hanging out. And this one here, oh actually I might do it so they've got, hopefully it'll fit on the card. Oh, look like a pair of glasses now, doesn't it? So right, so we're going to have the card so it opens up that way. So these would, I want it so it's the baseline there. Based on this, you want them as central as you can. So a bit of glue on those. I've actually got round to filling up my glue bottles. So a bit of glue. Round there. Remember I wanted it so there. A bit higher I think, because I want to put the sentiment at the bottom. Yeah. And so this is where I would then generally weight it down. Now, if you wanted to, you could sort of pretty this up a bit more, but I love the sort of white on white, and I don't know why that didn't want to stick. This is again where we'd hold it down. So then, literally, all I'm going to do is position this so it, whoops, oh, that's not so good, is it? I wanted that to, so I could potentially just tuck that in there. So his ears are hanging out. Okay, but wait, bear with me a minute, and I'm going to do this one the same. So probably, I possibly should have maybe, I see that one stuck down lovely now, but I just want to be able to tuck, you know what, just to make it look a little bit more authentic. Let's just see if I can get it back in the right place now. So his little hands are hanging over there. They've now that's just moved a bit now. Oh, the beauty of this glue, actually, it gives you a little bit of wiggle room, to be fair. Right. So let's just pop them on there for a minute or two. Don't you think that's just using up some of the bits and pieces really, really lovely? So what I'd be tempted to do is put a little one of the little foam pads, oops, just underneath. I don't know if that's going to be big enough, just to raise that up just a little bit. But you want it to stick enough, because obviously you don't want it to fall out, don't you? So although I've tucked it under there, actually a bit of glue on the back, I think, because I think if not we're going to lose that. Can you see though how this one in particular, the back of it is rubbish, so that would have had to have gone in the bin. And to be fair, there's only so many bookmarkers I can keep for self-use, isn't there? So by leaving that up there, 5-second rule really, isn't it? Holding your finger on something. It seems to work quite well. You know why that's probably not sticking? I probably didn't take. Yeah, that's more like it. Another one under his other ear. That is just so sticky. You don't want to see him, do you? So pop them underneath and stick it under there. There we go. Nearly done. Then remember we had this spare piece, didn't we? So what we're then going to do, this is an unbranded or whatever, and I just rather like this. Look, life is better with friends. So will that fit? Don't know if that will fit on there for length. Let's have a little look. So I don't think I've actually, although I've had this a while, I don't think I've used it. Let's look, see if it will fit. If you were trying to curve that, oh, would you believe that doesn't quite fit on there, so I have to do it on the bigger block. How's it going to do it? You can use your lines underneath. Right, that is as quick as it can be. So I'm going to be putting that on. Right. There we go. That's done all right. Sometimes it pays to do a couple purely because you can get it wrong, can't you? Then again, you do not have to emboss it, but I just think it gives such a lovely effect. Oh, so and the clear embossing makes it so lovely. Let the magic begin. Right, there we have. So that we're just going to cut down. I was thinking, but I think it's too wide. I was thinking of cut it down and put it on some of those, but I think it's going to be more awkward to do. So if you have got a long long pair of long bladed scissors, they are quite handy. You could actually do a little sort of dotty mark around that, couldn't you, to generally. Long bladed scissors, as you can see, gives you almost more control. This is where sometimes I cut it down too much and that looks wrong, but fingers crossed for the camera's purposes it's going to be okay. Yeah, I think could be at the top, could be at the bottom. I quite like it at the bottom. If I was to do this particular card again, actually if I just take a little bit off there, that'll line up quite nicely with the two lines there. Because sometimes the sort of symmetrics of it, is symmetrics the right word? Don't want to sticky scissors, because anything you cut like this always leaves a bit of residue of glue, doesn't it? So turn it over, pop some of these on. Sorry, I probably should have had one of these done earlier, but because I'm using this is sort of using up the scraps that was literally left over from my other video. and it's just getting more for, because you know, you can buy all the things on the market, but then it becomes a very expensive hobby, business, whatever you're doing it for. But you know, but I think as well, if you can use up, recycle things, use up things that are around as well, it's a win-win for you, isn't it? Anyway, hope you're enjoying watching my videos. If you do, share, tell people. I have got a Facebook page as well, Rainy Day Crafting. To be fair, I'm very new to this in lots of ways, but I do want to put it where people can sort of join the group, because if not, you do get too. I've got other things that I do, psychic stuff. You get too many people, sort of the trolls on there, which you can do without that because that's tedious. Anyway, there we have Life is Better with Friends. I think it just needs a little something there. So potentially we must have still got a spare heart somewhere. Let's have a little look. It's a shame I haven't got a white one. I'll tell you why, because yeah, so I think just one of those in the middle. No, I'm putting it with a bit of glue, but I could have just rose that up there, just between there, or maybe there. Just there we go. Let's clear the decks. There we have another very easy, quick, use it up card. Till the next time, thank you very much. Cheers.